Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. If you're new, hi, my name is Anna. So yeah, today I'll be doing this makeup look, which is a late fall, early holidays makeup look, and I used the child palette from ColourPop, and it's the Baby Yoda one. And look at these colors, y'all, like it's so good. I achieved this makeup look with this palette. And honestly, I am in love. I am obsessed, especially with this palette. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I just started watching The Mandalorian as soon as I picked up this palette. And I'm already on episode 7, which is chapter 7. Hope you guys are having a wonderful start to your November. And I cannot wait for all the holidays makeup looks. And that is basically it. I'm just gonna stop rambling. So now we're just gonna move straight on into this video. So right now it is super windy and I'm super happy it's finally being cold in LA, and I'm so excited because we have had like hot weather on and off even throughout the month of October, and it sucked. And this is why I want to kind of leave LA, because I love the Mediterranean climate, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I'm a winter baby, so like obviously I love all things winter and I love all things cold. And I like to be bundled up, and I like to have seasons actually change. So like, LA is just gonna be done for me pretty anytime soon. But anyways, so today I'm going to be using the Baby Yoda palette, the child from ColourPop, and this is how it looks like on the inside. So you get a mirror and it says the cutest in the galaxy, and then it has all these green shades. I actually tried to film this video yesterday and it just didn't work out because it was so dark in my room and you just can't see all of the colors and the color payoff that I wanted to show off. Today's just gonna be a makeup tutorial, and it's gonna be like a late fall makeup tutorial because it is still fall. People are already into the Christmas spirit, so this could be like a green either late fall makeup look or an early holiday makeup look, whatever you guys desire. I am personally that person that does not get into the Christmas spirit until it's officially December. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to start off with just like I suck at pronouncing these names, so I'm just gonna go in with this shade right here. And I'm just gonna start working that into my crease. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I actually never watched any of the Star Wars movies, and when I ordered this palette last Friday, which is when it came out in stock, I was like, well, let me just watch The Mandalorian, like might as well. And I'm barely on episode 7 and I really like it. There's some parts where I do get confused, don't get me wrong, because I have not seen the movies. It's just like, for me, any movie that has to do with space kind of creeps me out. Like me just thinking about space and stuff like that gives me a lot of anxiety. And you know, I know this is super unpopular, and like I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for not watching Star Wars. I just don't know, like the thought of space and like the thought that we're probably not the only ones out there in the whole galaxy or in the universe freaks me out. This is showing up a lot better than how it was last time. If I'm looking over here, I have my mirror here. I actually don't have it this way. This way I have it for my camera, because my camera does not have like the flipping over. I finally got a camera, y'all. My partner got me the GoPro, and even though it like overheats like crazy, yesterday was my first time filming with it, heated up like crazy, like it's still better than my phone. I also wanted to upload a vlog that I have from Lake Tahoe, which was from our anniversary this year, which is in August. So I'm not sure if I should upload it because it's been like 3 months, but I think I'm still am, just because I want to see those memories later on in life. So I think I'm gonna do that after this video. So now I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild brush, the one I used before with the fluffy eye blender brush. So I'm gonna go in now with Baby Face, or should I go in with Little Frog? I'm actually gonna go in with Little Frog. This one we're doing something different. I'm actually gonna go in with Baby Face first, and then gonna go in with Little Frog. I'm gonna keep this one handy just to blend out even further. So I'm gonna rotate these brushes. I'm also trying to finish my fall candles so I could just go buy like like Christmas candles too. I'm still not in the spirit, but I know once I do get into the spirit of Christmas, everything will be sold out. So I keep forgetting to tap off the X's, y'all. This is actually a really nice green. I actually really like this. This is really wearable. That's what I like about this palette. Like I said, I played with this yesterday and it's an actual super wearable green, and it's like not like green, neon green like to your face and like really popping out that it's green. So I very much appreciate that from this palette. That's why I was so hesitant to get it, but I was like, I have no greens or like a lot of varieties of greens like this, and I really wanted that. So I was like, okay, let me just try it. So now I'm gonna go in with Little Frog and start to deepen this up a little bit. And even though it does have a little bit of sheen to it, it's actually not horrible. I'm just gonna tilt my head back just to really get into that crease. The sun is going like in and out, so it's kind of messing with my lighting, but it's fine. So now I'm gonna go in with Float Your Crib right here. Tap off the X's and really just start deepening the crease a little bit more. Going back in with the eye fluffy brush and just really starting to blend out these edges. So now I'm gonna go in with a Adroit Protocol, which is this brown shade right here, and just start to deepen out the outer crease. I'm actually gonna go in with this little clean kind of pointy brush and just start blending out those sides of this crease. I kind of feel like I lost a little bit of the green, so I'm just gonna go back in with Little Frog and just reapply that with the same Wet n Wild brush. I think this is as good as this is going to get, to be honest, which is fine. I feel like since this is like one of my very few times I've played with color, I don't know what to expect. And honestly, I am not mad about it, but I do need to get better, but it's okay. So I'm going in with this flat brush and my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral. Yes, Medium Neutral. And I'm just gonna start cutting my crease, so pray for me. Alright, so This is not the best crease I've ever done. I feel like the one from yesterday looked so much better, but honestly, you just gotta roll with the punches, you know? So I'm just kind of blending in that green with that kind of darker green just to make sure that it's like a little bit more seamless on that cut crease. But I know like once I put the lid shade and everything, like I know it's gonna come out like 10 times better. So I just sprayed my brush and I'm going in with the Force, just this pretty gold shade right here. Just gonna take some of that. And I'm just going to apply this to the outer 2/3 of my eye. Alright, so now that that color is applied, I'm now going in with right hand Mando and just apply that, well, the remaining left of my lid on my inner part. And just blend that in there. And then going back in with that brush and just kind of blend that into the shades right here. So now I'm going in with the Wet n Wild makeup liner, and this is just in the shade Black. So it is way later in the day. I actually had an online event to attend today and I just did my eyeshadow. So what I ended up doing, because my camera also did overheat and it was running out of battery already, so I did end up using my mega liner from Wet n Wild, and I just ended up doing my wings, as you could tell. And I did use some falsies, which is these in this from ColourPop. They're the Faux Mink falsies, and they are in the style Mami, and I used these yesterday too for the very first time, and I fell in love with them. So now it's time to move on to the skin. So I'm actually gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 primer water. So I'm also going to grab my fan here, which is very much messed up, and I'm just going to cover my eyes with this first and just kind of, and then fan myself with it too. While my face is drying, I ended up turning on my candle because I totally forgot to turn it back on. So now I'm going to go in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and it just looks like this. This is the smaller version one. It's not the travel size version either, but it is the smaller one. If you guys hear noises or something, my dog is just on my bed and he's just hanging out. Then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer, and honestly I feel like from here on out it's just going to be e.l.f. products, and I do not mean to do that, but you know, sometimes you can't help it when you were like a brand. I swear I am not sponsored, but I would love to one day be sponsored by e.l.f. Feels so cold outside. I recently got an AC this summer, so now I have like no way to open my window. There is like a little bit of space in between the AC and like the window, so has like a little gap of where it's not touching, and sometimes like I could feel like the wind, and I felt the wind when I was laying down, and I was like, oh no. I freaking love the cold a lot. Like it's like one of my favorites. I am now gonna go in with the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, and I'm using this one in the shade Cashew, and I really like this foundation. I used it for the first time again on Thursday, and today's Saturday. I just totally forgot that I had this foundation in my collection. I like found it in my collection and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about you, but I remember how much I loved you. Kind of outlining my eyebrows because I want no foundation to go on my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna start off with like 2 dots and just kind of pat that in with my e.l.f. Total Face Blend. I started doing this. I like to build up my product now than like going full ham and just covering up everything, just because I feel like it helps with my face and not looking super cakey. I just gradually build this up. I'm also once again not trying to go with my sponge hella heavy, because sometimes when I look back at my videos I'm like, dude, I'm like literally punching myself in the face. And then just put some on the neck because you don't want to look like you're mismatching your stuff. I'm going in with the Flawless concealer brush, and I'm actually just gonna pat some foundation onto here. So here I have like this nasty ass dark spot from a pimple that was there for like 2 months, and I finally like took it off. You know when you have like those stubborn ass pimples that just don't leave for months and weeks, and you're like, well fuck it, like you're not gonna leave on your own, I'll put you out of your own misery. That's exactly what I did. And then I also like to brush it up here and then in between my brows and on the sides of my nose. So now I'm going back in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'm just putting concealer on the inside, outer, and then I just like to start right here. Just really working the concealer in. Just lifting that up a little bit. Trying not to touch my eyeshadow because I've also ruined looks like touching my eyeshadow. Concealer brush just to make sure that my foundation and my concealer don't mix. So I'm gonna go in right here into this portion where the sponge cannot fit. This gets in it really well, and it's so seamless and it blends out everything. I love e.l.f. So I'm going in with the e.l.f. cream contour palette and just place it onto the contours of my face. But now I'm going in with this cooler color, and I'm just going to place this on my nose. I saw a girl like do her nose contour and it looked really straight, so I'm gonna see if I could try to do that as much as I possibly can. And just up here, down my chin, and just right there. Perfect. I like to start blending the cream products like from the mouth, because right there I feel like how harsh they look at times. So I'm like, no. So now I'm going in with this Makeup Revolution Ultra Contour Palette, and I'm going to use this banana shade right here. And I'm just going to set the concealer underneath my eyes and basically on my forehead and everywhere else I have placed concealer. And since my face is so goddamn complicated, I'm going back into the banana shade and just going over my nose, because my face is so complicated, and if I go over it with the regular powder brush, this will separate, and I don't like when it separates. Now I'm going in with this e.l.f. Sheer Finishing Powder, and this is in the shade Medium Dark, and it just looks like this. So I'm going to press that all over the rest of my face. So now I'm going in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Medium. Just going to set that. I set my face up first because if I just set it with loose setting powder, like there's a chance that it's gonna cling on, and then it also separates, and I just don't like when all of this separates. Now going in back with that Makeup Revolution palette, I'm going to go in with this one right here. Tap off the excess and even tap some on the back of my hand, because this is straight up so pigmented. So I'd like to start on the brow and move it down. And just up here as well. Here I had to actually really make sure that I'm not tapping too much into it, because if not, it can go from pouty to muddy real quick. And I'm going in back to this palette, and I'm just going to take Little Frog actually. I'm just gonna run that to my lower lash line. And I'm going in with Float Your Crib and also smudge that out to that lower lash line as well. I'm just grabbing the end of this one just to really make sure that this is all blended really good. And then going in with this detail brush and going over with this brown again. And just place this as close to the lash line as possible. Oh my god, I have a freaking hair on my face. Hopefully that was not distracting. I totally forgot to bake the sides of my nose. That's why I do this first. So now I'm going in with the LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in the shade Chocolate, and I really like this, especially to like amp up a look. And when I'm not trying to go super dark or like super black, brown is just perfect. And I'm just gonna go in with the ColourPop BFF mascara. This is just in the black shade. I wish it was in stock, but unfortunately it's been sold out for like months or like weeks already at this point. Yeah, but this is a really good mascara. If you get your hands on it, it's honestly very good. Now going back to the skin, I'm actually just gonna bronze my skin with this Wet n Wild bronzer, and this is in the shade What Shady Beaches. So it just looks like this, and this one's actually really warm, and I really much appreciate that since I am a little darker. Like this actually shows up on my skin, so I'm very happy. I like to basically stamp this on and then just kind of slide it a little bit. And I'm just going over that cream bronzer. Now it's time to dust off this excess powder. Well, not dust, but press it into the skin. I'm getting this brush to be more precise with it as well. I don't dust this completely off underneath my eyes because I have mascara, and since my eyes are super small, they tend to transfer if I don't leave the powder there for a little while after I apply mascara. So now I'm just gonna go in with this Makeup Revolution blush palette, and I'm gonna go in with these 3 shades up here and just apply that to my cheeks. If you guys have been with me for so long, y'all know I literally neglected to buy blushes for so long because I was just like, I'm dark, dude, it does not look good. But then I bought this and I was like, oh dude, I can't believe I never bought a blush. And just on my nose because I love that look, especially because it's cold and it's like looks like I got like a little bit of frostbite. And then for highlight, I'm just going to use this Wet n Wild highlighting powder, and this is in the shade Golden Flower Crown. I love this. Ever since I tried this, I have not gone back to my Dose of Colors ones at all. So this is what I've only been using like all the time. So now I'm just gonna spray my brush once again and go in with Precious Cargo and just apply that into my inner corner. You know how some people just place like their inner tear duct or like highlight on their inner tear duct and they just look so good and they just look so effortless? Like mine, I literally cannot do that. And I'm still setting my eyebrows with soap because, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm trying to hurry up because I don't want my camera to overheat again. So now I'm just going to dust this off my under eyes now. Get my fan and get my Manali Make It Last setting spray. This is just the original one. They have a dewy version and a matte version, which I still need to freaking get, but every time I go to the store, they're always sold out. Now I'm going into lips, and I'm going in with this e.l.f. Retro Paradise lip liner, and it's the darkest one. I'm just gonna overline my lips a little bit. Alright y'all, so now I'm just gonna go in with this one, which is a lighter nude, and it's more of a pinky rose, like nude. I'm really gonna place that all over my lips. And then lastly, for the actual lip color, I'm going in with this e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Paraline. And this is like a perfect fall shade. Perfect. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did not talk at all like about updates or anything like that because I feel like I haven't done anything much besides like that vlog that I really want to upload, which will probably be after this video. Hopefully it'll be up after this video. I just really want to stay more consistent on YouTube and really just show off my love of makeup to all of you, and just because of the holidays are coming and I really want to film a lot more content for you guys. And yeah, hopefully that actually works out. Because of quarantine, like I just haven't been motivated to film or anything, but I feel happier, I feel more emotionally stable, so hopefully this just lasts a lot longer. Final reviews on this palette. This is my second time using it. As I said, I tried to film the look yesterday and it was a total fail because of the lighting situation, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I was still light at least out before I filmed. So now it's getting a little bit darker. Overall, my thoughts on this palette, it's so good, honestly. These are colors that I do not have in my palette at all, so I just feel like this is just a really good wearable green. And I feel like even though this is way out of my comfort zone, I still feel like the look is totally wearable, and this is something that's simple and it could be achievable, and you could go even like more darker or more dramatic if you'd like to, or you can go even more lighter if you want to. It's like a very wearable palette and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, out of all the colors that I used all of these 3 shades. I guess the only one that I didn't use in this palette was this green right here, so I'm excited to use that next time. Overall, such a great palette, and still watching The Mandalorian, so hopefully I'll be done with that by the end of this weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that is basically it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.